Welcome, Army fans. This is Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com, along with three of Army's newest signees. Harrison Mass from the quarterback prospect from Texas. Christian Ose-Afiana. How did I do with your last name, Christian?
You got it.
Got it? All right, good stuff. Christian Ose-Afiana from Maryland, who's a defensive lineman, and Jaylen Jones, who is a defensive back from Arizona. So, gentlemen, first of all, congratulations on your signings here on National Early Signing Day. Jaylen, before you got on, Christian and Harrison both confirmed with me that they signed today. Is your signing later today, or have you already completed it?
I just finished it just now.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Army Football Brotherhood. Welcome to the long gray line of West Point. Let's start off with just some basics. Harrison, we'll start with you. Give everybody your position, what high school you played for, and if you know whether you'll be entering West Point as a direct admit or going to the prep school. Can you hear me, Harrison?
Yes, sir. I'm Harrison Mass. I'm a QB at Cypress Springs High School. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My name is Harrison Mass. I'm a QB at Cypress Springs High School, and I'll be going to prep.
Great. Jaylen, go ahead.
I'm Jaylen Jones. I'm a DB out of Hamilton High School, and I don't know whether I'm going to prep or direct just yet.
Okay, fantastic. Christian?
My name is Christian Ose-Afiana. I'm a defensive lineman at St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm unsure whether I'll be going director to prep yet.
Okay, great. Well, guys, obviously a really exciting day for y'all. Got to kind of put a cap on your recruiting processes, and you signed Jaylen. You're a Rivals 3-star recruit, so highly sought after. At the end of the day, I know you had a number of offers from some really reputable schools. What made you choose West Point?
West Point is really just the perfect school. I feel like it checks all the boxes. I'm looking for a school that's going to develop me not only as an athlete, but as a student and as a man. And so they really provide all of that and more, really. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great choice. I always like seeing young men like yourself make this decision. I know the coaching staff always talks about a 40-year decision versus a 4-year decision, and I couldn't agree with that more. Christian, you were a late flip from the Air Force Academy. What made you choose West Point over Air Force?
I'll say what really made me choose West Point was the location. It's in New York, not too far from home.
Close to home, yeah.
The football program, the amazing coaching staff. When I went on my visit in the summer, they just made it feel like at home to me. And then also education-wise, they offer more majors than Air Force does, so more to choose from because I'm definitely going in undecided. But I look forward to doing my research and picking one eventually.
Absolutely. That's a really smart choice. Really glad to hear you say that. When way back in the Stone Ages when I was a West Point cadet, we didn't have to choose our majors till the beginning of our junior year. But now I know they choose them a little earlier, but you'll get an opportunity to take all the core classes and then kind of decide from there. So that's great. Christian, who was your primary recruiter down there in Maryland?
Coach Aaron Smith.
Great. Good stuff. Wide receiver coach. Been with Army a couple of years from Connecticut. He actually, very unique story, right? I don't know if he told you this, but he actually grew up in Highland Falls there, pretty much right on the West Point campus as a kid. So kind of interesting story behind
That is
Coach Jones. Harrison, how about you? Who was your kind of recruiting coordinator there? From the coaching staff, and what made you choose West Point?
Coach Page was my recruiting coordinator, and what made me choose West Point was when they talked about leadership. I'm a QB, so we're the leader of the team, and I just want to develop myself as a leader. and also get a chance to serve my country and have a great education.
That's awesome. Do you have any relatives who were prior military?
My grandfather.
Okay, great. Awesome. Congratulate, thank your grandfather for his service for us. That's good stuff. Glad he guided you in the right direction there. And yeah, as a quarterback, let's talk about, I'm sure you're familiar with, don't know if you've had the opportunity to talk with Coach Worley, the quarterback's coach, or Coach Thatcher, the new offensive coordinator, but Army's made a little bit of shift in our offensive philosophy. We're clearly doing a little of both with the old flex bone triple as well as the new shotgun triple option, a little more passing. What about Army's new offensive attack kind of attracted you as a quarterback?
Well, I know I'm a dual threat quarterback, so I can do it on the run, or if I have to stay in the pocket and pass, I can do both. So when I saw that they use their players wisely and develop them well in the playbook, that I knew I wanted to go here. It was the better choice for me.
Good stuff. And Jaylen, for you, talk a little bit about your visits to West Point and kind of how that went and who your recruiting coach was and kind of the relationship you developed there.
My recruiting coach was Coach Cronin, and just being able to talk to him week in, week out was amazing. Being able to build a great relationship with him. He invited me out to the night vision event, and when I seen the campus, it was amazing. It's beautiful out there, and I absolutely fell in love with it the moment I seen it.
It's really cool. So Jaylen, I'm not sure, how much Coach Cronin told you about this. He's relatively newer to the staff, but I've been following Army football a long time, and we have a really good legacy of super high quality D-backs and safeties, going all the way back to when I was a cadet. A guy named Mike McElrath who got a tryout with the 49ers. We had Caleb Campbell, who was drafted by the Detroit Lions as an outside linebacker. A guy named Aaron Murray, Jeffrey Bacon, Gibby Gibson, who was a 3-star recruit out of Virginia, who had a great career with us. Ryan England out of the Georgia area where I'm from had a great career, and most recently, class of 22 graduate who was the 2-year captain of the team, Marquel Broughton, who is just a superstar all-around player. What does that excite you at all? What do you feel like, knowing that Army kind of has a history and a legacy of producing really good safeties and D-backs? I guess the one I didn't mention too, even though he played corner at Army, he's currently a safety with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Elijah Riley.
It's a great feeling, honestly. It gives me assurance that I know I'll be built the way that I want to be. I want to be developed to become a great athlete and have a great IQ and just be able to play at the next level. So I'm glad I can do that at the highest ability.
Awesome. So, Christian, did you get an opportunity, being from, it's pretty cool being from where you're from in the mid-Atlantic there in Maryland, obviously, close to one of our other big rivals down there in Annapolis, and, the Army-Navy game this year, it was up in Boston, but next year it'll be down in Washington, D.C. Did you have a chance to attend Army-Navy, or did you get to watch it on TV? What are your thoughts about getting to play in a packed NFL stadium one day in front of 70 to 75,000 crazy screaming fans?
Didn't get the chance to watch the game, but I know Army did win, so go Army, beat Navy.
Yeah.
In regards to the opportunity to play, that's an opportunity of a lifetime. Uh, it's just amazing. Can't pass that up.
It is. The atmosphere in that stadium is unbelievable. Jaylen or Harrison, did either of you get the opportunity to attend an Army Navy game?
No, I didn't attend it, but I made sure I watched the whole thing.
So yeah,
Uh,
and you had to watch the whole thing. I'm standing on the sidelines in the end zone with 4 minutes left, and I'm texting our publisher Charles Grievous, "Hey, it's over." Dagger, right? We get the fumble recovery for the touchdown, and then of course Navy comes back and makes it super interesting.
Yeah.
That game is always really close, always really tense. The atmosphere in the stadium. I live down in SEC country. I've been to plenty of UGA games, plenty of SEC games. I will tell you the atmosphere at Army Navy is like nothing I've ever experienced in any other game. It's crazy. So with that being said, Jaylen, walk us through your day a little bit today. No, pretty hectic on National Early Signing Day. Kind of just give the fans an idea to what it was like.
Honestly, my day was crazy. I had to wake up super early, come in and do my finals. Woke up around 5, got here at 6:30 to start doing my finals early, and then I had to leave afterwards to do my military medical forever, and then got back over here, went back to class, then came to sign, and it was just relieving to be able to sign.
It's like a big piano lifted off your back, so that's great. Good stuff. Now you guys can relax until cadet basic training or cadet candidate basic training starts for you in the summer there. So speaking of what's next for y'all, we'll kind of go around the horn. We'll start with Christian this time. Christian, are you playing any winter or spring sports, or what does strength and conditioning look like for you between now and the time you report to either West Point Prep or the academy itself?
So right now, up until spring, I'll be doing training. I work with my former position coach from St. Francis Academy. I'll also be doing strength and conditioning. And then in the spring, I'll be running track.
Great. Good stuff. What's your best event in track?
I specialize in shot put.
Awesome. Good stuff. That's what we want from a defensive lineman. That's always good. So, Jaylen, how about you? What are you doing between now and graduation, sports wise or strength and conditioning?
I'm working on speed and agility training with my father, and then I'm doing some lifts with him as well. And then I'm doing track in the spring.
What's your event in track?
I specialize in hurdles.
Nice. Good stuff. How tall are you, Jaylen?
I'm 5'11".
Okay. It's funny. You look the camera angle, you look really tall. You present as like a 6'3" guy. So
I wish.
that's really good. Well, if you're like me, you'll get a growth spurt in college, so that'll be super helpful. Harrison, how about you? What are you doing between now and graduation in the spring?
I'll be working with my trainer, Rashad Whitfield, the footwork king, and I'll be working at getting my mechanics right with JP Tillman. Make sure my mechanics stay fresh and good so I can ball out when I come up there.
Good, outstanding. Yeah, watch a lot of Air Force and Navy films, so you know how to read the 5 technique, and you'll be good. So, so last question for you guys. Obviously, a big accomplishment. Getting to sign. Officially, Army doesn't have letters of intent because of the military commitment, but getting to sign a certificate of commitment. To really go forth into the next chapter of your lives as West Point cadets, eventually graduates and officers in the United States Army, which is a pretty big deal. Nobody gets to this position by themselves. So I'm going to give you a chance to give some shout outs and thank yous to family, friends, relatives, coaches, teachers, whatever. Jaylen, we'll start with you this time.
Well, I'd like to start with giving all glory to God for the opportunities that He's presented for me. And then I'd like to thank my parents who have really set the stage for me, giving me an amazing foundation and support system. My father has helped me an immense amount in the recruiting process and just helping me out. And then I'd like to give a thank you to my 2 mentors, Coach Hamza and Coach Baines, who have helped me spiritually, emotionally, and just with my IQ and really keeping me working, keeping me disciplined, and keeping me consistent.
That's awesome, Jaylen. Thank you. Harrison, go ahead.
I like to thank God first, and because He's the one that got me here, and then I like to thank my parents. My dad, he's been training me since I was little. We used to go outside, play in the rain, have fun, and I like to thank my mom. She's the one that got me, always motivated me, and knew I'll be something great. So she always gave me motivation, and I always wanted to uh, prove her that I could, so to make her proud. And then I like to thank my brother. He was also recruited by y'all, and he got guided me on the right path. Helped me out with my recruitment process and told me the things to do and don't do. And he helped me a lot. So I like to thank them. And I like to thank my coaching staff because they trusted me as their quarterback and believed in me and gave me the opportunity to perform on the field. And that helped me a lot.
That's awesome. Thank you, Harrison. Christian, to wrap us up, go ahead.
Off, I want to go ahead and thank God Almighty for putting me in this position. Then I'd like to thank my parents for being an amazing support system. Um, my mom, being a teacher, has taught me since I could remember in kindergarten up until now. She's always taught me. I also like to thank my current head coach, Coach Masai. I would like to thank my former head coach at Quince Orchard, Coach Kelly. I would like to thank all the coaches at Montgomery Village Chiefs, a youth football organization. I would like to thank all the teammates that I've had over the years for being there and supporting me, and all other friends and family that's been there and supporting me up until this point.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks to all three of you. You've been phenomenal guests today on our show. We really appreciate it. Best of success to all of you as you make the journey either through the prep school or directly to the United States Military Academy. And as you go through your Army football career, we're really excited to see what you guys can do. Very well-grounded, high values young men. Really appreciative of your commitment to the Military Academy. And Army fans, thank you very much. Look forward to, as we roll through here, the rest of early signing day on into the signing day in February. Stay tuned to GoBlackKnights.com for all your exclusive recruiting news. And go Army, beat Navy.